Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Spiritual View. So glad that you were joining us. And as you were coming on to the chat, let us know that you're here, and we are excited to be with you. We've got a lot going on astrologically, and Dawn is going to lead that conversation. We have everything from Saturn moving into Aries, the new moon in Gemini, Mercury is conjunct with Uranus, and the sun is trining Pluto, just to name a few. So we are going to have a conversation this evening about some of the energies, and we're also going to pull some cards. So for those of you in the chat, if you're interested in getting a card pulled for you this evening, just put a heart in the chat, and we'll do the best that we can to get to as many people as we can this evening. I want to make sure that we announce our beautiful crew this evening. Jen from the Awakened Jen is here. Dawn from Astrology and Tarot Alchemy, Wendy and myself, Sari, we are your hosts this evening, and we are delighted to see all of you. And thank you again for joining. We do have an announcement that we have the new moon in Gemini ritual that we're going to be doing at noon on Tuesday, the 27th of next week. So we will have information posted on that, but please feel free to join us. Dawn will be leading the ritual, and we will be supporting Dawn in that. But hopefully you can join us for a beautiful new moon in Gemini ritual. So I believe those are the announcements that we have. And as everyone knows, we start off with a quick clearing. So we said tonight that we all needed to be at the beach, and we're obviously not, because we're here with you, but would love to ask everyone if you could just relax in your chair and close your eyes. And we're going to take a couple of nice, deep, cleansing breaths and slow it down. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Once again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just relax your body as you continue to take some nice, deep cleansing breaths, relaxing any tension that you might feel anywhere in your body, your shoulders, your feet, your legs, your neck. Just settle in, let it all go. You've made it through the week. We just have one more day. And we are going to envision this evening that we are sitting on a beach with our feet in the sand. The sand is warm as it is through our toes. The sun is shining on our back. A gentle breeze is blowing through our hair. And as you sit alone on this beautiful beach, you can hear the roar of the waves crashing into the shore. And it's a rhythm that is oddly relaxing. And as you hear the waves come in again and again, you are relaxed. You are connected to water, to Mother Gaia. And we are expressing gratitude for being in this moment. And as the sun is shining on our backs, the wind blowing through our hair, it's a beautiful, beautiful scene of the ocean with the waves coming in, the beautiful blue water. And we are just connecting all the way from heaven with the beautiful golden blue light today, working its way all the way through our chakras, starting at the crown and flowing like water, this beautiful energy just swirling all the way down through our body, touching each of our chakra centers, balancing and aligning, connecting us also with Mother Gaia, deep below the sand. Feel the energy and the grounding that makes us safe and secure. And that beautiful blue light comes all the way through the chakras again, through our bodies for one last cleanse and balance. Connects us all the way up to the heavens once again and puts this beautiful cone of protective light around each of us sitting on that beautiful sand. Our space is clear. We are safe and secure and protected by Archangel Michael. I would ask you to take one deep last breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. You can open your eyes, and now we are ready to go. All right, Dawn, over to you.
Hello, everyone. We do have an exciting week coming up, starting with especially this Saturday. We do have Saturn moving in to Aries. So that'll be the first time in 29 years that that's happened. Neptune is already there. But I want to give you what the lineup is for just the 24th of the things that are happening. The sun that day will be trine Pluto. So you have that energy coming through with transformational energy. But it is with Pluto. So I always look at it with Pluto is always going to make you sacrifice something. Something will be taken away in order for you to get the better that's going to be coming in. And it will be for your greatest and highest good. But everybody gets the tower moments. And I think that's what some of the people are getting now is we're experiencing tower and will be experiencing tower. But with that Pluto trine to the sun, that is very much about it being for our greatest and highest good. And we also, on that same day, we have Mercury is going to be conjunct Uranus. Okay, so we have something that is a very powerful degree, which is 27 degrees, and it's going to be conjuncting Uranus, which is the higher volume. So it's galactic messages that can come in. It's expanding how we think about things. And this is very interesting because Mercury will be in Gemini when this new moon happens, which is late on Monday. So that's why we're having it at noon on Tuesday, is because it's late Monday is when that actually perfects. So with Mercury being in Gemini, where it's its home sign and being the ruler of this new moon and just having the downloads from Uranus in that conjunction before it entered in, I think that just is like building steam for this energy of this new moon that's coming in. So that is another piece to that. And then when you have Saturn enter, and that's going to be at I would say about 10:30 my time. So 11:30 in the East Coast is when Saturn enters Aries. And I actually looked up that day, and Sedna is actually at 00.2. So very shortly after Saturn enters into Gemini, it will be conjunct Sedna. Now, Sedna was... she's a Nordic goddess, and she had to go through a huge transformation after betrayal. And she became something completely new and different. So I think it's interesting that Uranus is going to be also touching on Sedna when Uranus enters in on that July 7th, 7 basically, because it's 7/7/25. So we're getting a little bit of hints as to things that are going to be coming up in our future for us. So we're taking all of this energy that we're getting about making our dreams come true, because Aries is very passionate, right? Aries sometimes needs direction, though, and that is what Saturn is going to provide. You've had Neptune in Aries, so you've got these dreams that you want to make happen. And the thing with Neptune is it does need a little bit of push from something else to actually bring it into the more 3D kind of energy. And that can be happening with Mars or with the sun or with Saturn, those things that can get Neptune initiated into starting your dreams and building something that you can actually work with. It's a 3D thing that Saturn will be creating. So that should help us as we're setting our new intentions with this Gemini greater way of thinking, new ideas coming in, especially with Mercury just having touched Uranus. So there's all this brand new energy that's going to be coming in. Inventions are going to be coming in quickly. Innovations in technology will be coming in quickly. New formatting things will be coming in. And because Uranus is going to be entering into Gemini, as we're approaching that, we also have to be aware that there's going to be things that will cause inconsistencies. Like, do I think that we're going to have interruptions in the internet? Yes. Do I think it's going to be a permanent thing? No. I think that everything that we're going to be facing from as we move forward through these energies of the next 2 years is going to be working through inconvenience, right? Things are going to be, you think you have something going on and you do, but it's like, okay, I just have to keep walking through because there's going to be things that get in my way. There's going to be things that happen. There's going to be things that delay me. But the important thing is you keep moving forward with the energy. And that's where you get that help from Saturn. Saturn is working at it every day. So I would say really appreciate this energy. Find out where that is in your chart. It's zero degrees of Aries that'll be starting on Saturday. And then the new moon, 6 degrees of Gemini, 6 degrees of Gemini. And the 6 degrees is a very feminine number. And I feel that we are going to be utilizing more and more divine feminine energy because we all know how to work with each other for the greatest and highest good. So that's the big energy that's coming this next week. And I think really utilizing that Gemini energy for your new perspective. Think of things in a different way. You will be able to manifest or co-create. I think we should change it from manifesting to co-creating because we have that power now, right? We have that power to co-create. And we just have to be better at it. I have my own opinions on that, how we need to switch things up with that. But it's very possible to run around in the 5D because I was doing it when I was in London. It was very crazy how things just magically worked out. And I hope that everybody can have that kind of energy and know what that feels like to just, you kind of let go of what the end result's going to be and just say the universe will take care of all the details. And that's what you do, and you just keep moving forward. So anybody have any questions regarding any astrology
I'd
thing?
say with what you just said, one of the things that I know that you do so well is that you just trust that if something came on your path, it was supposed to happen, no matter how it looks right now in front of you. You have this ability of just really looking at things like, okay, well, then that's what's happening. And it's meant to happen. And it's like, I'm not over questioning that. Okay, next. So like, whatever you did to get there, if you can start teaching the rest of us that, because I mean, that's the hard part.
I think it is. And I think in what's coming out tomorrow in that, in the reading that I did tomorrow, one of the things I say, and I believe it's true, is that the universe thinks we're smarter than we are because what we focus on is what we get. And if we're focusing on the person that we're mad at, we get that person more and more. Whatever if we're focusing on it in anger, if we're focusing on it in sadness, if we say, oh, I'll never, ever do that. I would never do that to someone. I'll never do that. Guess what? The universe thinks that is what you want because that's what you're focused on. It's crazy. And there's books out there that kind of relate to that, where what you focus on. So you have to use that Gemini, changing your mindset as to not what I don't want, but what I do want. Focusing on, but I'm going this way. So I'm not going to worry about the block here. I've just changed my lane into something else. And then you push that away. You don't think about, oh, I got delayed because of whatever. It's just like, oh, okay. Then you're being almost like you're just flowing from one thing to another when things happen. One of the things that helped, and I think people should do this, look for signs and synchronicities. I mentioned that I think that England was trying to prevent me from leaving. And so I had all kinds of delays when I was trying to get to the plane. And it was like, had to get on a bus, and not a bus. I had to get on, I had to switch from a tube to the different to a train station, go on a tube system to another tube system, and then get off and then get on that train station. And that's when I caught that 111 in the corner of my eye. And it was such a huge moment for me, because I'm like, okay, do I think that there's going to be a mess of things that go wrong? Yes, I was absolutely sure. And then I think this is what we should take forward as we're doing our intentions in the future, is I knew that I was going to have delay after some weird thing after weird thing. I knew it was going to happen. I was on my way, and and everything that was that way was absolutely true. I knew that was going to happen. But I had these 111s that showed up on that address, something that I would never have paid attention to. And I really didn't need to, because I was actually, I saw where I was supposed to like get on the train. And then it was like 111. And then again, it was 111. It was that particular building. And then 3 feet high, 111. And I knew, because I saw that whatever happened was supposed to happen, that I just had to keep moving forward. So whether I made the plane or I didn't make the plane, I knew that was supposed to happen. So I just let go of the frustration of that. I kept moving forward. Just like, there were things like, this person didn't have the right answer. I was like, everybody, I had to ask 3 people before I actually got a correct answer on that. That happened like 4 different times in order to get to the right spot. So it was not freaking out when things were going wrong. When you have those synchronicities that are like, you're on the right path, you're just going to be, what's going to happen is going to happen. But it's supposed to be this way. It's supposed to be this way. And I think that is really helping when you think of all the things that we have coming up in the future. Because honestly, I did have a great time when I was over there, and I let things kind of go their own way. There's only certain things that I knew I wanted to be at a certain place in a certain time. Even the show that we saw, it was a thunderstorm, lightning storm that was forecast in London that day. And I was like, but I know I'm supposed to see this play outside. And I was like, I'm going to see this play outside. And then that was the day that the London tube went down, and I didn't know it because, and I think that's what I want people to realize, is that I was just like, but I know I'm supposed to, I know that I'm supposed to be there, and I know I was supposed to see it, and it worked out. And then by the time we got there, it was like, it wasn't raining. The temperature was nice. There was a little rain. There was a little wet on the seat. It was a fabulous production. It was wonderful. And it was just like, yeah, but you know what? I'm the type of person that if we would have gotten rained out, I would have had a great time in a pub close by, probably meeting someone I had never expected to meet before. So, yeah, I think surprising. I think I saw Dame Judi Dench. So, there's different people that you see in London and stuff, but I want people to realize that you have to have that energy of things are going to go wrong. Things go wrong in my life. I get colds and stuff like that, but it's like, that's not stopping me. It's not going to stop me. So, just realize that there's a lot of wonderful things out there that are going to be happening, and focus on that, because again, the universe thinks we're smarter than we are. If you focus on the wonderful things that are going on there and don't blow up the inconveniences, then the universe is like, oh, okay, that's not important. So we won't let that, we're not going to pay attention to that. And we just keep going. And it's a little bit of a test, but yeah, I think if you realize that you can't let yourself get upset over bumps in the road, but everybody can do it. So So are we ready then to do our communal reading? So we will go and we will start, I believe that is with Wendy that we start with. Are we starting with Wendy? Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. All right. So we had a question for the collective with all of this energy that's happening over the weekend. What dream do you want to make reality? Okay. And I pulled from the Denise Lynn's Sacred Destiny Oracle, and I got flexibility. No, you can see that. It's a beautiful, like rainbow arch there. Just really gorgeous card. So it says, the meaning of this card is rich and varied. It cautions you to be flexible in your life. Be willing to bend and yield. There are times to stand strong, but there are also times to go around a situation rather than face it head on. This card suggests being amenable to change. It is also a fantastic card for abundance and prosperity. And it suggests that if you are flexible, prosperity can and will come your way in all areas. Additionally, it suggests that a time of rapid growth is ahead. Don't resist it. The time is right for this surge of spiritual growth to occur. Well, I think that's pretty spot on. Following what you were just talking about, John. Just kind of that. I keep having this phrase of just radical acceptance coming through of just, it's like, yeah, just accept that everything's happening for a reason. You're on the right path, and you just kind of got to write it out and see what happens. And, don't be afraid to bob and weave when you need to. So hope that resonates, and moving to Suri.
Okay. Thank you. And so I pulled tonight from the Cosmic Oracle. Love this deck. And the card that I chose, what dreams do you want to make real? And this is a number 1 card called Awaken. And you see that it looks like her third eye and her crown chakra are just completely blowing wide open here in the card. And again, it's very similar to Wendy's card. It says, Dear One, the universe has been gently nudging you towards or forward with signs and synchronicities, dreams, and coincidences. It's your time to awaken to your true creative potential and inherent power. You are being propelled forward to stir the ancient wisdom that is already within you. Because many of us think we have to go learn a bunch of stuff before we can declare ourselves spiritual. And what they keep saying is all this is we're awakening to who our souls truly are. And this is more around just remembering, as opposed to we feel like we've got to go to a bunch of classes and get certified to be considered spiritual beings. That's not the truth at all. It lies within. And this is a message that our dreams are about awakening to who we really are. And it says, enjoy the process of unfolding and watch consciously as your life transforms. You already possess all the tools you'll ever need on your journey. And this chapter is simply just a reminder to pay attention to the signs. And Dawn, once again. So I think many of us are experiencing spiritual expansion, but we also have to put it out to the universe and let the universe bring it back in the way the universe wants to bring it, not how we want to control. And I think, Natisha, I think you said something around we all want to control the outcome. Someone, I think it was Natisha or someone did. And this is all around awakening to who we truly are as souls. And all of the gifts that we have are just waiting just to flourish and just to be busted wide open. And it's just a beautiful card of allowing and surrendering to the process and the journey, and don't resist it, and allow it just to unfold the way it's supposed to. Because Dawn, as you said, everything that is on our journey is meant to be for our highest and greatest good. And it's not always easy, because I know personally for me, I want to tell the universe what I want, but I want it in the way that I want it. And that's not how it works. And so you just have to be able to release. And that's easier said than done, because we are human beings. And so that's a beautiful message, hopefully for someone out there. And I will pass it on to Jen.
Okay, so I'm using a new deck today. I've got the Sisterhoods of the Seers. And so, what dream do we want to make real? I got the seer of shine, creativity, see and be seen, and worthy. And I mean, the first thing that just kind of hit me is like, whatever dream you're thinking about, putting into action, do you even believe that you are worthy of, putting that dream out there? And it also made me think about something I thought about earlier this week about what embodiment really means. And so, like, the people who are like truly in their embodiment, they're shining. They're owning their own greatness, and they're shining as brightly as they can be wherever they are. And so, like, whatever that dream is, they're not afraid to go after it because they know, like, they're just going to show up and they're going to have what they need when they get there. And so that's just the first thing, is like, whatever this dream is, do you believe that you deserve it? Do you believe that you are worthy of it? I think that's the first thing that we're looking at. And so it says, this card comes to you with a dual message. First and foremost, do not be afraid to step into the limelight of your life and allow yourself to be seen as your most authentic self. This includes stepping into any relationship or environment as the real you. The real you is magnificent, and your soul essence is ready to take the lead in your life. Imagine feeling supremely comfortable showing up, owning your power, and being seen in your absolute realness. If you stand in your authenticity, you will have nothing to prove but everything to enjoy, because you will be in less resistance to yourself. And by virtue of these emotional and physical environments, will begin to feel less restrictive and more pleasurable. And so, the advice here is just to show up and own your greatness wherever you go, whatever you do. Just know that, I mean, you deserve to be there. You deserve, the good things that everybody else has. If you're looking at anybody else and you're saying, I want what they have, then you've got to just like own it. You've got to own it and go after it. All right. So we're moving forward with Dawn.
I unmuted my mic. Yay. Okay. So I got the wall, obstacles. Even when you've gotten the signs, you're on the right path, you've gotten all this energy, and then you just feel like you can't get anywhere. The interesting part about this is that you can get the energy of, I want to say this, is that I see that I also see a keyhole here, but the energy of Michael is putting the right things in the right place at the right time, and it's not ready yet. And one of the important things I picked up from just this beautiful message in this card is that perhaps you are but a small part of a bigger universe where your destiny intersects with others. Your life may be meant to serve another purpose at this moment, and your attention meant to be directed elsewhere. So yes, you're still on the right path. And even though you feel you aren't moving towards it at all, there is a reason for that. Everything may not be in the perfect place. And if you stop and accept that and know that it's going to be coming into the right place eventually, you actually get more of the better reward, is how I'll say it. It's this or something better, because the universe will give you something better if you just open yourself up to that energy. So as you're moving forward and there's things that that you have put in your vortex, as they say, when you're requesting things, and you come up to obstacles, that doesn't mean that you won't be getting it. It just means that it is being put in the right place at the right time. Maybe you're not ready for that responsibility yet. Maybe you have another step to complete before you can actually utilize that gift to its greatest and highest good. Maybe someone needs you for their part of their journey, and that is something that you need to take time and take care of. So I would say that you are going to be expecting to have these things show up, and just learn to accept that what's coming is for your greatest and highest good, and the universe will give you that or something better. So with that, we will go back to Wendy.
All right. So I pulled a card for Penelope, for advice from Spirit for the dream that you're wanting to make a reality coming in. And I pulled again from the Sacred Destiny Oracle. This is really kind of going right along with the entire message we've been getting so far. There are times to hold on tight to the shore, and there are times to enter the flow. So notice where life is going and move in that direction. Watch for signs and follow them. Don't resist. When you go with the flow, your life force expands and healing on all levels abounds. This is also the time to release old limiting patterns, forgive, and let go of the need to be right about your beliefs. If you aren't feeling the smooth currents of life, it might mean that you're being self-critical or judgmental. When you enter the flow with gratitude and love, you will find blessings surrounding you. You will enter into a state of grace and healing will abound. And, that they make it sound easy. It's like, oh yeah, it's so easy. Just let go and don't worry about things and everything's going to fall into place. There's so many bumps and turns in the road, and it can be really, really jarring. And that can make it quite difficult to just relax and let go and go with the flow. So I would just encourage you to, really work on that kind of that letting go energy. And it's not going to be perfect, and you're still going to get bumps in the road, and that's okay. You can give yourself that moment to hit the bump and react a little, but then the important part is just to move on from it and to not let it stop you, or, you don't want to come to a complete halt. So, again, just kind of making sure that you're still just moving and trying to keep in line with what it is that you actually are going for. So there's going to be a lot of distractions. Try not to let that stop you from moving forward and towards your goal. Okay. Hope that helps, Penelope, and on to Suri.
Okay. So Ron, thank you for joining this evening. And I pulled the Oracle of the Seven Energies for you this evening. And no surprise with this card for you. And look, there's a heart here, and it looks like a lock and a key. I've been pulling keys, portals. I mean, I've been seeing these, but Ron, this card is called Sacred Reverence. And I think this message is a reminder of who you are, because this would describe Ron to a T. And this card is, it's all for the truth. AWE. Oh, sorry, that's my Southern accent. I still sound like I'm back in Tennessee. Apologies. All for the truth that spirit is everywhere. Inspiration coming through you as a result of reverence. Joyful living, exploring possibilities with curiosity, spiritual passion and knowledge, manifesting from the starting point of the realm of spirit. And it says reverence is an act of deep witnessing, respect, and awe. And Ron is a master at oneness, and he is really an exemplar and a teacher of the concept that we are all divine and the reverence of all of us as souls. And Ron, I think this is a reminder, again, touch base and drop into that heart space. But I think you're unlocking for others this concept of sacred reverence, of the universe, and all of us are connected. We are one. We are one with the divine. We are one with source. We are source. And there's no separation from us to God or from us to source. And that we have the present moment to make the difference. And so if you ever wanted to talk to someone who is very wise in this concept of sacred reverence, that would be Ron. And I've learned a lot of things from him, but I really appreciate you being here tonight. But it's a reminder for you that you are a teacher just by who you are, and don't be afraid to share that. All right. So I'm going to turn it over to Jen.
Okay. So I have pulled for Zen Jen, and I just love your handle. As a fellow Jen, we all need to be Zen, so I love it. So I pulled with the Psychic Tarot for you, and I got the Balance card, which is the Justice card. And so something is going to be made right. Justice is coming to a situation. And so what I'm getting is that there is a connection that I think you're hoping that it's going to come back together, and I don't think that it's going to come back together right now. I think that that's the thing, is that you've got the resistance to letting it go, to letting what's trying to leave. But I think that that's your advice right now. That is the best thing for you, is to let whatever's trying to leave, let it go, because that's how you're going to get to the thing that you're actually wanting. Because the truth with the Justice card is everything does get balanced, everything does get made right, but you don't always get exactly what you want. You get exactly what you need. And so that's what I think is happening for you right now. And why this card is coming out as your advice is that there is the resistance on your part about just, you're still trying to hang on to something that is trying to leave your life right now. But it's like letting it go is the gift. Letting it go is the thing that brings you your own justice that you're looking for. That's how you get what you want out of this. Even though I know that what you think you want is to retain the connection, what you're actually needing is to let go and what comes after that part. All right, so we'll move forward now with Dawn.
Hi, I'm drawing for Tourmaline Tarot, and what I got, a number 44 card, Perfect Storm, the courage to step into life. With what is going on, there's been a lot of tower moments for people. We do have, I would say, very much this Pluto energy coming up, because it is trining the sun. It will be trining the sun, but it also makes you release something that really wasn't yours to begin with. I feel that for you, it's the storm is, when it says the storm is a perfect storm, it's a storm that is meant for you to help things change, to create space for the new and the better. One of the things that struck me about this was that if you wonder what you might lose during the perfect storm, know that it's those things we are most attached to that are taken first. As if life is trying to unburden us of our righteous self-importance. Let it go. The less you resist the change brought by the perfect storm, the happier you will be. Remember that every time you try to argue with nature, you lose. This, I will say, I do believe that there are things happening that are meant for your greatest and highest good. This is a number 44 card. I think that this is a huge teaching moment for you. That doesn't mean that it's not painful. It doesn't mean that you don't have to work through some issues. But in the end, you will get a brand new transformation, which is what Pluto energy would bring. Either it's a tower or a Pluto moment that is going to be happening for you. But that is what it's saying. Have the courage to step into it and claim it. And doing that will help make it releasing things much easier for you, knowing that things have to leave in order for things to get where they should be for you, I would say. So with that, we will go on to back to Wendy.
Okay, I pulled a card for Venus from the Elemental Oracle. And we got the sun, and this is a 6 card. So I really, I feel like the 6 here is super important, and it's pointing towards that, what Dawn had said earlier with the astrology and that degree of 6. So I think that's something I want you to look in your chart and really pay attention to where those things are hitting. Okay, so it's just saying, like, be grateful for what you have right now. Every day brings new possibilities and opportunities. Concentrate on building your vitality and health. Shine a strong light upon the dark corners. Honesty and transparency are vital at this time. And I think that's the really important piece, is that as you are moving through this energy and you are cutting ties with things, letting go of things, really trying to shine that light on where it is that you're headed and what your goals are and how you want to move forward. Being really transparent and honest with not just others, but with yourself on what it really is, what it really means to you. That's like going to be kind of the most important thing that's happening right now. So I feel like maybe this is something where a lot of times you might try to make something pretty for somebody else. So it's easier, like an easier pill for them to swallow. So you'll be overly nice about something. This is not the time to be nice. This is the time to just be really honest, clear cut in your intentions and what you want to do and what's important to you, and hold true to that. And don't let yourself be swayed. It's like, stay on just this kind of straight. I see this arrow in my head, like stay on this path and don't let anything like knock you off of where you're trying to go, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it to take those side paths right now. It's a distraction and you're going to get kind of lost in that. And you've been there before. You don't want to do that again. So stay right where you want to be going. So sorry. I hope that makes sense for you, and we'll move on to Siri.
Okay, I pulled for Shirley. Shirley, hope you're still with us. And I pulled a card from the Mother Mary Oracle deck, and I got such a beautiful card, and it's called Our Lady of the Rose Child. And this is all around your spiritual awakening, Shirley. And it says, I am with you and you are growing, whether that be in darkness or in light. It says the thorn and the bloom, both of the rose, I am with you. And it says, to become what you are, you have endured the agony of breaking open as a seed. You have found inner strength to push down roots and the focused intentions to rise above the earth. You have been thorns and branches, finding ways to protect yourself from predators as you reach out to the light. And now your heart, the fragrant blooming rose, is opening. So Shirley, this recognizes that Mother Mary is with your energy right now as you are just breaking open your heart chakra, and you are being open to just a whole expansion in your spiritual journey, but also of your heart chakra. And it says this process repeats as we transform and become capable of receiving more life force, growing into bigger manifestations of the soul light that we bring to the earth. And this is a reminder that as you are experiencing sometimes the yin and the yang of the spiritual expansion, because as we all know, when you're doing shadow work, it ain't pretty and it's not fun. So as you are actually expanding, do not forget that beautiful heart of yours and allow Mother Mary just to bring strength and love and compassion to you as you go through this expansion of the heart, but also the expansion of your soul's journey. And I hope that helps, Shirley. Thank you for being here. And I will pass it on next to Jen.
Okay, I have pulled for Deborah. And so, Deborah, I use the Psychic Tarot for you as well. And we have the Truth card. And so I have this whole story that came out for you. So the truth is coming out. Like, that came out so loud when I pulled this card. But like, what I got is like, you're going to run upon some information that's going to help you be able to make a decision that you've been putting off because you were too confused to be able to make the decision. So what I'm getting, though, is like you're going to probably find this out online, and it could be on social media or something online, that you're going to see this information and you're going to have this huge epiphany. And it's going to help you see. It's just going to be like a paradigm shift for you, where you're going to see it in a completely different light. All of a sudden, it's going to make complete sense, and you're going to know exactly what you need to do. And so that's what's coming for you. I mean, just, it may have already happened, but I mean, just trust it. When it happens, it's just like this, whoa, and then you're going to know what you need to do from there. All right, so moving forward with Dawn.
Hello, I welcome Kim B, because I saw that you haven't been able to make a live, so I drew a card for you, or actually it flew out when I was asking what your message would be. And this says Feast of Plenty, choices and their consequences. What this card is really saying is that you may be experiencing lots of different things going on in your life, and you're not sure which direction to actually go in. This card really is saying that you just need to make a decision, because it's one of those, there are no wrong turns. All roads lead to Rome. So what will happen is, even though you're making a choice that you may feel you have to make as opposed to one that you want to make, there's an experience there that you need to have, because it will bring you greater learning later on down the road, where it will be beneficial for you to have gone through that. Then you'll already know the ropes when it occurs again. And that happens a lot with people that are starting new businesses, where they've done things in the past that didn't work out, but they got some kind of wisdom or a lead or something that turns out to be beneficial for them later on. So I feel that this is what this Feast of Plenty is being, is it's saying, yes, go ahead and make a decision, commit to it, see it out to its fullest, learn everything that you can from it, and then return to the table. And if you are ready for something new, that will be your next choice. So I would say, don't get caught up in, the whole delay factor of waiting to make a decision. You do need to make a decision. And otherwise, I'm one of those people that believe not making a decision is making a decision. And it takes a lot of your own control away from you when you don't commit to something. So do that. Don't let just happenstance. In this particular case, I do think there's a decision that needs to be made, and you're the one that needs to make it. So we will go ahead and go on back to Wendy.
Okay, let's see. All right, so I just pulled this for Mandy Medley, and this is from the Mystic Sisters Oracle. Okay, and I got to find the cards. Sorry, just give me a second. Where are you? All right, so I got Snake Charmer. So look at that beautiful cave. It's all in rainbow colors there. Okay, so this is about obsession and fixation. So it says, the snake charmer sits entranced in her own shadowy world. Although beauty surrounds her, she cannot take time to enjoy it. She must not break her concentration on the poisonous snake in front of her, or a dangerous outcome would likely occur. This card deals with bad habits you wish to break. An activity that once brought you pleasure and gave you a sense of power has now become a detrimental obsession. This situation has been a progressive one created through time. A cautious disentanglement is required, and seeking others to help you will make the change much easier. Interesting. Okay. So what I actually got from this card was more about control and needing to find control. So I don't know if you have found yourself in a situation where maybe you don't feel like you have control, or you don't feel like you are necessarily safe. And so you're needing to find a way to have some control of what's happening, because there's a lot of things that are going on that you don't have any control over whatsoever. So think about the things that you can control in your life, right? You can control, how you decide to perceive something or react to something, things like that. So just try to keep things in perspective of what you do have control over, and try to focus more on that, because when you're focusing on all of the things that you don't have control over, nothing gets resolved, right? And it just raises anxiety, right? And it's just going to make everything feel a lot worse, whether it actually is worse or not. It's going to feel a lot worse. So I really want you to focus on the things that you do have control over, and try to breathe, breathe through all of this, and realize, I think that will help any anxiety you're feeling about the given situation. I think that'll bring that down quite a lot, and it'll make things a lot more manageable and easier to deal with. So I hope that helps. I hope that resonates for you, Mandy, and I'm going to move on to Suri.
Okay, I'm going to pull for Natisha. And Natisha, I pulled from the Shaman's Dream, and I pulled a really cool card for you tonight, and it's called the Horned Cactus. It's resourcefulness. And if you look at this, it says blooming through resilience, resourcefulness, and discovery. And so sometimes this card comes up, Natisha, when you have had either some challenges or things where you haven't actually seen the manifestation of what you've put out in your intentions. And the horned cactus, it actually thrives in the barren desert, and it offers you the gift of water when all appears to be dry. And if you look at the body of the cactus, you see the natural thorns that protect it from predators and the elements. What you don't see are the deep roots that extend far into the earth, filling it continuously with water. This succulent is a symbol of resilience, of resourcefulness, of your needs being met in spite of appearances to the contrary. It's a reminder, Natisha, of your courage and inherent wisdom, and your ability to dig deep below the surface to this magic underground of the roots that this beautiful horned cactus brings. So it says the desert is a mystical place filled with mysterious creatures, and the horned cactus tells you to take heart. Whatever journey you've been on, it's only temporary. And so it's basically saying that, yes, it's working through whatever, as Dawn says, you work through whatever, and it's going to work out for you, but you have the resilience and you have the resourcefulness to dig deep with those roots that you've laid. And if you are feeling frustrated, or anyone, I think this is kind of an evergreen card for all of us. Don't give up. Dig deep, go deep, and you will find a level of resourcefulness and grounding that perhaps you didn't know you had. And it will manifest, Natisha, for you. So don't give up, and recognize and honor your resilience and your strength, because it is deep within you. And I hope that helps, and I will pass it on to Jen.
Okay, so I have pulled for, let's see, Misty. Okay, so Misty, I used the Psychic Tarot for you, and we have mental conflict. And so this lines up with the Two of Swords, and it's when you're trying to make a really difficult decision and you feel like you don't know what you need to do, but you really do. And so what I'm getting is that there's a situation that you have found out some information that it's just like you can't overlook it. And the information is just like, it's so that it makes you want to pull back from, the people that are connected to it. But at the same time, like, you're so connected to them, you don't want to let go of them either. And so, like, that's your mental conflict right here, is that, like, you can't ignore it. The information is right there in your face. It's right there. And it's like, that's why you're struggling so bad, because you know what you need to do, but your heart is so connected to these people that you don't know how to do what you need to do. And so, I mean, you're not lost. You're just, you're working through, it's the, your heart is catching up, or your brain is catching up to what your heart already knows, that kind of situation. But once you kind of get there, once you get to the acceptance of this information, I think you're just still in shock of the information. But once you process the information, integrate it, you do know what you need to do. And so I'm going to go ahead and move it on now with Dawn.
Hello, I am drawing for Peggy. Peggy, your card is from the Shaman Stream Oracle, and it is called The Drifter. I feel like everyone is kind of in this situation right now. It's not important to know where your destination is. A lot of things that were happening in our lives right now, we kind of know that we want to be enlightened, that we want to have greater gifts, but the universe is only going to give us the next step or two at a time. It's not going to give us the whole pathway. It's going to just move you along at the pace that you should be going. And in the meantime, enjoy that experience. Soak in everything that you can about what is going on, experiencing life as it comes, right? We will all have our own paths to be crossed, and we will be doing things together with other people. I mean, I think that is one of the things that I keep getting strongly as a message, is that we are not alone in this journey. We each have our own individual pathways, but we truly aren't alone. We are opening up to greater gifts. We're opening up to greater knowledge. There's going to be greater possibilities. Some of the things that are happening, we have to wait for the things to be invented or for the gift to open up. There are things that we just are waiting for before we can take the next step forward. And I think this is very true for you. I think that there's things that you're opening up to. And if I have a Gemini rising, and I want to say hello to the person that someone else that has a Mars at 6 degrees of Gemini. I have the same thing, Mars 6 degrees of Gemini. And I'm one of these, I want it now. I want to know what it is. I want the manual and everything. I want to know everything. And we don't get that. We don't even get close to that. But I have learned that as we are kind of being guided along, things come when they're supposed to come in. I still want the manual. I know I'm not going to get it now, though. So this is what I want you to realize, Peggy, that this is going to be something that that is going to be a great gift for you. It's just, we can't open all the present at one time. So with that, I think we are ready to turn it over. Oh, wait, do we have one more?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I pulled a card for Amber. Amber, welcome. I think you're new to the lives, at least. So welcome in. And I pulled a card from the Alice the Wonderland Tarot for you. And I got the 18 card, No Need to Fear. Okay. And so it being an 18 also takes it down to a 9. So I feel like you're coming to the end of a cycle, or at the very least I got this card earlier, not this exact card, but I got a 9 card in my reading this morning. And it struck me as like, oh, this is a twin. So you're really close to your goal. You're really, really close to your goal. And you're also, by going towards this goal and being prepared to kind of complete it and own it and stand in that power of it, you're breaking a cycle. So something that you have maybe gone rounds with in the past, that's going to be over. Okay. So you're definitely, you're breaking a cycle, coming to the end of something, and you're about to begin on kind of a new journey that's going to just propel you forward in a really grand way. So what this card says is, you may be afraid out of habit, not out of reason, feeling intimidated, but without need. Remember how many reasons you have to feel confident. Go forward with courage. You are more powerful than you are feeling. Others cannot harm you, as you are so strong. And another card I got was the Strength card this morning. And so as like a possible outcome. So by doing this, it makes you stronger. It helps you have that transformation and that growth that you need, that kind of final push that you need to really accept your gifts that are coming in and to hone them and use them and become your purpose of what you're supposed to be here to do. So, so you're right there. You're right on the precipice. So hope that resonates for you, Amber. And again, welcome. And I'm going to hand it over to Saru.
Okay. Listen, we're wrapping up for the evening. We wanted to thank everyone sincerely for joining us. What fun it was tonight. We got a lot of astrological signs coming. We have the new moon ceremony coming next Tuesday, the 27th at noon Eastern Standard Time. And again, we do daily content. So please check out our videos 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And we wish everyone, at least in the United States, it's a holiday weekend. So everyone to have a safe and relaxing weekend, no matter where you are around the world. But again, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, we would certainly appreciate if you could. It helps grow the channel. And we are building this beautiful spiritual community of souls together in partnership and in harmony. And again, we attract what we put our focus and our attentions to. That was my message today, Dawn, that really resonated. So think pleasant thoughts, be in that beautiful vibration of love. Just don't even go into any of the negative or the things that are wanting to take you off path and off strategy. Stay in the heart. And again, everyone have a beautiful weekend. We'll see you next week. We are very grateful and honored that you have spent time. Be safe. And that is a wrap. Happy evening.